So 2 to the power of n. If instances are smaller than 10, that means that the running time will be around 1,000 time units, or 1,024 time units to be precise. If it's 20, you will have about 1,000,000 time units. If it's 30, you will have about 1 billion time units, so 1,000 times 1,000 times 1,000. If it's larger than 100, then of course you have a huge running time here. You will have a running time that is about 10 to the power of 30. So it's clear that when your instances get larger than 100, you would not be able to use brute force. And on the other hand, if you just need 1,000 time units, I think you don't even care if you have one instance to solve 100 or 10,000, because if you think about it, a current desktop computer is running on gigahertz. So it can perform several billion operations per second. So even solving 10,000 instances where each one is small is usually not an issue unless you're working in very special environments. What about 1,000,000 time units? I would clearly say, well, solving that once is okay. Again, your computer can perform several billion operations per second. Solving 100 instances is usually okay. And even solving 10,000 instances. So 10,000 times 1,000,000, that's 10 billion, which sounds like a lot, but actually, again, desktop computers can handle this in most cases. Now, what about this case here? Well, 1 billion is okay. We just said that over here. And we said even 10 billion was okay. So what about 100 billion? Well, this, I think, here is kind of debatable, but I would still say it's worth a try probably. Then you have to probably wait for 2 or 3 or 4 days until all instances are solved, or maybe even 1 month. But in most cases, that should be okay. You wouldn't even attempt to solve an NP-complete problem in real time, for example. This one here, I think, is the most debatable. So 10,000 billion, I would say, in a general case, you wouldn't want to do that. I mean, there might be special cases if you work for the Secret Service and you have a huge cluster of computers available, but here you're kind of reaching the limits of brute force. And here, of course, as we just said, you've already reached them. So again, brute force can work if the instances are small or maybe even moderate, but this approach is bound to fail at some point. And that's when to apply intelligence instead of brute force using intelligent force.